Okay, so I'm all the way up on this next one. Because I was able to push the door all the way back, it's not in my way. Now I've got it. I've got it set, because if you don't do that at too much of an angle, you're in the same hole as the screw. So you've got to get it over there far enough. Now as you start getting it into the stud, if you feel the stud or whatever, now you can back it off and kind of move it back. So you don't want it at too much of an angle, because then the screw head, there's too much of it to dip in. You just want a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna work on these two down here now, just drilling. I've already hand tightened these from before, and I made sure those were tight. And I've checked them enough. You can see on my hand the indentations in my hand from cranking that down. See, my poor hand getting sore. I need some TLC. See, it wanted to suck me back over this way in the same screw hole as before. I get it far enough, then when I feel it, then I can come back. Because there's no way you can drill it like that right to the edge. Your drill bit just flexes back into the same hole unless you get it over far enough, then back off it. Okay. Since I'm down here, now I know I'm in fast and high, so I'm going to put that back on low. My 2-inch screw here, right there. Now see, I'm in the same hole as before, so I know I've got to get it over into my drill bit hole. Right there. Oh, I missed it. You see? Okay, I'm glad it happened so that you could see it. Now I'm in where the drill bit was. That's why you have to pre-drill it. Then it just slides over into place, see? That one's almost so good I shouldn't even have to hit it with my nasty putty knife. It's a thick putty knife. And that kind of mashes over the edge just a bit. Not a whole lot, but you don't need a whole lot. You need just enough. And that looks beauty bueno. Now, I think you can still see this one. Okay, yeah, you can. Now, you know what? I'm gonna try the 2.5-inch screw. I think I have some. I'll keep the video running. Because that's an outside one. Remember I told you we might have enough room, and so I had Mommy get some screws at the store in a little plastic bag, and these happen to only be 5 in a bag because the longer they are, the same material is used in a shorter screw. So the 1 3/4 screws I got had 6 pieces, but the 2.5-inch long ones I have only 5 pieces, and that's the main reason, because there's just as much metal to make 5 as there is of 6 smaller screws. Does that make sense? So see, here's the ones in the container. I got 50 of. I got 50 of these 2-inch. The 2-inch screw, and that's 2.5. See how much longer? How much longer they are? See? And they didn't have 2 1/4, or else I would have got 2 1/4. But see, that's going to be good for this outside one, because I have to put it in an angle and go further in because it's further away from the hinge. or the door 2x4 back there. Because see, even with the 2-inch, if I can get it snug, which I think I could, it's barely hitting the 2x4 by maybe that much. Maybe like that. Whereas if I can get this 2.5-inch, I got all that thread in there. But I could strip the head off too, if the 2x4 is hard enough, and if I can't get it in there far enough. Because see, with my smaller drill bit, the drill bit is shorter than the screw. Do you see what I mean? That little bit has to be attached into the drill by that much, and so there, that's all the further I've got. That's that little bit of the drill right there is going into the wood, but it's not going all the way up there to allow this in there. So the rest of these threads have to go into a 2x4 that's 17 years old. And sometimes your house, the 2x4 could be 30 years old. And if it is, it's hard as a rock. There's no way you're going to get this in there most of the time. I think I got it. Let's see. Okay, I got it. Now see, that's not hitting the edge of the 2x4 here. The 2x4 is 1.5 inches thick. It's hitting the front edge of the 2x4. Does that make sense? It's going beyond this edge into the other side of the 1.5 inch 2x4 thickness. And it's going into the side of that. That's why that screw needs to be longer. And now, do you see what I'm saying? This one doesn't have to be as long because that's going to hit the face of this 2x4 just barely. Here's the edge of the 2x4 right there. It's going to hit the face of that. You put an angle, it's going to hit about right there, the edge of the 2x4 flat. This one's going to hit the edge of this 1.5 inch bit because I'm coming so far out there because of the sheetrock. Does that all make sense? Think through that. That's the reason why sometimes you're going to need longer screws. So I've got 2.5 inch at the bottom, 2 inch at the middle screw. Okay? So now I got this one all done. And that actually looks pretty good. I don't think I really have to tap much on there. That didn't really do anything. I could have just left that alone. Okay? Look at the other ones, and that's right. Okay, I got this one. I've worked on this one, and you remember I drilled a hole in that one, so that's on the outside. And so that top one, what size screw am I going to use into it? Am I going to use the 2? Am I going to use the 2.5 or the 2 inch? You be the judge. I'm going to use the 2.5 inch because I have them, and I believe it's necessary. Okay, so let's just make sure you're on, that you are. Got that one in at the angle. I think I got it. Hey, that screw is tight. It's just as tight as the other ones. I can't get it any tighter than tight. And it's just a hair sticking up. So I whack on it. It's that bit, that's all I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna do. Okay. That's looking nice. Okay, so I've got that door done. Now I'm gonna walk in here. I've got this door to do here, remember? Okay, so I've got, let's just keep the camera rolling, shall we? I'll have you out here, because let's just see. I had that one screw out. I'm pretty sure these other ones were tight. The bottom ones were tight, I believe. Okay, I got one screw there, and I got one screw up high And let's see how I'm going to do this. Well, we got those two doors done in there, and we got this door done here, and we didn't even have to take the doors off the hinges. That's a good thing. Well, I hope you learned something. Well, that's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos.